This poem is called Death of Words, and there's an explanation for it at the end. But trigger warning, it's quite unpleasant, this one is. So if you feel a bit delicate, I'd go and find something else to listen to. Anyway, here it is. That stupid, lazy, silly man. He's lost his words and his power to irritate, confound, and argue. It's been his stock in trade. That was true until his brain began to degrade and his memories to fade. I'm glad. For years I've put up with him. His shining light has made life dim. All he had to do was work, but not at words, silly stories and poems, all crap. Just do some simple job and stick with it. But I'm different, and I didn't mean to be creative. I laugh at him now that he's vegetative. He ruined my life with his arty bullshit, always wanting to be different. Pretentious twat doesn't even know his name now. He can't complain when I laugh at his plight, as his self is quickly winking out. I'm not the sort to feel bad. Why the fuck should I feel sad? Writing this down empowers me. My cruel joy empowers me. His rapid decline empowers me. Changing his nappy empowers me. His quiet, confused crying empowers me. Each lost thought thrills me. I tell him each day that he only exists in me. He just looks blank, uncomprehending. It's a shame his suffering has an ending. I bathe in the intention his slow death brings, laugh behind my hands when his friends visit as they try to strike a spark off him by telling him a shared memory or two. I'm laughing uproariously behind my cat's sad eyes. I might miss all this when he finally dies. Maybe I should pillow him, watch his light go out. I could possibly drown him. It'd be fun. And no stone for him, no words, not one. That's the end of that poem. My wife, even this morning, sought to rein in her eyes, my wildly out of control artistic tendencies. That's true. She often places herself in the position of arbiter of truth and hanging judge of common sense. She also often and tirelessly tells me that that any writing I do comes from my ever lit internal furnace of hatred and rage. I disagree. Another thread to this poem is my long-standing fear of dementia. Growing up, I was trained to fear nuclear war, AIDS, unemployment, and NVCJD. Eating a contaminated burger could plunge you into or onto an incurable death track that would give you a fast-acting dementia outcome and death. Then we were told it might lie dormant for decades before killing you in your 40s or 50s. So you had the idea, like when you're in your 20s, that you might get to your 40s or 50s and then develop incurable dementia. Horrible, horrible thing to tell young people. Sometimes it's better just to keep your mouth shut. And I think whoever released that little gem of wisdom into the world, they should have just kept it to themselves. Yeah. And I can't explain adequately the level of fear I felt at times over the last 30 years. And even now, I can have panic attacks if I felt I've detected some minor neurological blip, like forgetting something or dropping an object. At 52, I'm more or less in control of these fears. But it's taken a lifetime. But I can still sink into abject terror of the thought of losing my mind. Although recently I have tentatively thought it would be a blissful release due to the world at large and 50% of my kids being complete nightmare fodder. So what I've done with Death of Words is explore my fear of dementia through the lens of my wife's concerns relating to my literary endeavours, but utilising my viciousness and hatred, as in lending her my passion, my hate, and my fury. Quite honestly, I find the poem interesting, frightening, but helpful on my cliched journey of self-discovery. yeah, and that's it really. I wrote that a while ago. The prose at the end of it as well. This is me just talking like normally now, not reading, and it's a shocking poem to me. And the difference between like who I am now, uh, sort of like quite calm, reasonable, and loving my wife. I'm looking at a great big bunch of flowers I got off her Valentine's Day, and she made me a nice dinner from when I got home after a 14-hour day, and then other times, we absolutely loathe each other. It's it's real, and I mean, our arguments are absolutely devastatingly bad, and for years, I mean, I don't think I'm, uh, what's the word? Uh, I don't think I'm wrong about the fact that the way I am, the way I feel that I have to write and make videos like this. To her, it's an alien concept. I mean, when we were talking the other day, this will give you some sort of idea of what I'm dealing with here. Is we were talking about actors and acting, and she thinks that actors are silly, not just like actors in crap programs, actors in every film, best film, people on stage. We went to see a production for my birthday last year in 2023, and it was a production of A Box of Delights done at Stratford Royal Shakespeare Theatre, and it was fucking brilliant. It was magical. I loved it, and I was sitting there just enthralled throughout the whole performance. And my wife didn't talk about it at all. She didn't want to talk about it at all. She like literally, I cannot speak to her about about what we've just spent, about near enough 3 hours watching. Uh, she has no like shareable opinion about it at all, and it's been like that, forever. Uh, we've we've read some of the same books, uh, and she won't talk about it. we we were sort of Trekkies, and we've watched quite a bit of Star Trek, science fiction, that kind of thing, and again, won't talk about it. You know, won't. It's really, really peculiar, and like I say, and like I've said already, the idea of me having any kind of artistic aspirations is is a real like pain in the arse for her. She just wants me to be a really sort of like John Standard man with no strong opinions and just really easy going without the I've got the artistic temperament but without the art or without the recognition. And I'm, say recognition. I'm just a bloke who currently drives a crane, and I'm just meant to go to work. I'm meant to work hard, which I do, and then and just do nothing. I'm not meant to do anything artistic. This is I guess the poem is like my frustration at her and how I imagine sometimes she might feel about me, but in a worst case scenario, like nuclear worst case scenario. So anyway, that's it. I've babbled and bubbled enough, and so yeah, I hope you get something out of it. Thank you.